Good afternoon. It's Susan from the Fatigue Clinic. We're just going back through the herb garden that we looked at about 3 weeks ago. And as you can see, things are coming up. This is Melissa. It's lemon balm. It's in the mint family. It's a Mediterranean herb. It's got all kinds of uses for it. This is mint. I think it's just mint. I've got chocolate mint somewhere around here, but that's just mint. And this, you can see it, that is asparagus. Believe it or not, it's starting to pop up. And this is yarrow, which is used for, it's actually, I believe, discovered during war times. This is grapefruit mint. I actually picked some up because I'm taking it to another location. And let me see, what else do we have? I dug some of that up too. That's bee balm. It's really good for your tomatoes. There's some more lemon balm over there. And we got some more mint. Let's see if it's that's just plain mint. Lamb's ears, I dug them up because I'm taking them somewhere. This is a grapefruit mint. Really hard to find. I was given a single piece years ago by an old high school mate, and that is all it's produced. So it's a little particular about its surroundings. That is sage. And of course we got grapevine starting to come out, and oh, look, the blackberries. Look, they're blooming. See, the blackberries are blooming. Rosemary, if you get rosemary in the right spot, it'll come back. I've had one that's almost a 20-year plant that finally died last year, but I love rosemary. It smells so very good. And let's see, that thyme's not up yet. Oh, I just heard a turkey. That's a raspberry bush right there, and that's a raspberry bush. I had multiple raspberry bushes until that little creature that I continue to look for. I haven't found him yet, but I will. I'm gonna win this time. Blueberries. Oh, look, the blueberry bush has got some. It's got some blooms on it. That up there is all dried and ready to make tea. I just have to take it in and actually do it. And if you look at this, there's something called signature doctrine that you learned when you study herbs, and each plant tells you what it's good for. Well, what's this look like? This is called horsetail. And it's not one you see a lot of, but when you got it, you got it. It's good for your bones. It's very good for bone strengthening. Oh, look at this. This one right here is called Devil's Claw. And let me get all this out of the way. Better not stick myself. You can tell, if you really look close, oh, there's some, you can tell it's got little spurs on it because it hurts. The Indians used to take the leaves and beat their painful joints, which would cause a histamine release. We actually use the root of this plant. It has a very interesting flower. I always keep the flower, but I think that's another piece of it right there getting started. That's some spearmint that I'm relocating. Oh, here's some oregano. This oregano's coming back. I usually put my oregano under, yeah, that's oregano. Put it under my grapevine for companion planting because there's a worm that doesn't like the smell of it. But see how pretty that little thing is. That's going to be a blackberry sometime this year. Oh, another little hosta coming up right there. This, I couldn't remember the last time I told you. It's like, what is that? And as soon as I finished, I remembered it. It's yellow dock. That's what yellow dock looks like. And this is I don't want to really tear it apart, but it's coming back right there. That's Jacob's ladder. It's coming back. I'm going to divide these probably next year and put them in their own pots. What else? This is chives. And chives are great if you put them under your apple tree for apple maggots. So it's got a really good purpose there. Oh, I think that's, let me debate on that for a while. There's a blue hosta that's come back. I do put some of most of my hostas are 30 years old and they're huge, but I do have some. Here's some lamb's ears, which is always fun. I'm going to try to get it to take over this little box. I moved it. It was really big over there, and I'm trying to move it. This is pineapple sage,
If you see these big stick things, that's how big it got last year. I've had this piece for a long time. Usually it dies, but because this is an enclosed garden area, I mulch it up real good. It comes back every year, and it's just such a nice plant. It's got a pretty flower on it. Peaches. Oh, yeah, the peach trees. Look, got baby peaches already. See? See those cute little peaches right there? So me and Chippendale will fight over those, I'm sure, at some point in time. And this is what... this green stuff right here is what horsetail looks like. It's really, it stands up. And even when a bird, you know, birds, their bones are weightless. When they stand on it, it just comes down. Let's see. This little tree didn't flower as much as the other one. He may need a little fertilizing. I'm not sure. Apple trees flowering. That's a plum tree coming up there. This is another... This is another peach tree. I've got 3 peach trees in here in pots. So things are coming along. We'll come back in 2 weeks or so and see what else has popped up. I still have things that haven't popped up. We can run over here real quick. And these, see the horsetails coming up? It will die down in the winter, or if your dumb dog jumps all over it. Your son's dog, actually. But this whole area is nothing but horsetail, and it's got hostas buried in it. Over there we got 3 apple trees and a plum tree, a couple of fig trees that do really well. And this one, yeah, this is my Granny Smith died, but this may be their replacement. I can't remember. Yeah, it is. Granny Smith and 2 reds, yep. So I had a bunch of blooms. I just hope the blackberry winter didn't get them and I don't get any, you know, get some apples. This is a red. This is a Macintosh red. I already got a problem up there. See those little worms up there? They gotta go. They gotta go. The irises have bloomed, which have been in my family for 3 generations. Looks like he's gonna bloom too before long. All of these are irises. Back there's a big old fig tree. But I think that's about it right now. I missed the wisteria. I wasn't here when it bloomed, or I would have got you a picture of that because it is absolutely gorgeous. It comes purple and white around here, and mine's purple. Elephant ears are starting to come up. So are the canna. They're starting to come up. Daylilies, of course, are... All those are daylilies. All those trees are Rosa Sharons. Got a box turtle somewhere around here. He hides. If the dogs ever find him, we'll have to put him in the back. Let's see if he's over here, though. Walking nature could do us all a little bit of good right now, you know. As long as I don't find anything else, like, you know, crawling, leaking, that kind of thing. If I scream and drop the phone, you know I found it. Oh, look, here's some Sodom coming up. It's a fall flower. I need to get in here and weed it out. Away from the poison ivy and the poison oak, yeah. This tree right here, it's called Jacob's Coat, I think. That's the nickname for it. But it has got, it will be fire engine red, these little bitty flowers, in just a little while when they start really turning. And it's a pretty tree. That's the wisteria. I mean, it's all over the place, and it's gorgeous. It's not hard to grow. The hostas are coming up. So, I got my massive hostas are up front. And that's a big old Rosa Sharon. That's a Rosa Sharon that my aunt gave me. Oh, Lordy, I need to use some of this COVID exile time to do some gardening, it looks like. All of the buttercups have come up and already bloomed. Those pretty little orange things, they make a red one. They have prickles on them, and they have prickles on them for a reason, and their name escapes me right now. Because I've planted red ones before. Ouch. Because my dogs like to get in things, and I'm trying to teach them not to. It's called a orange rocket barberry. Yeah, I think that's the... But it's really pretty, and it gets big, and I'm just trying to kind of get some foothold in the ground. There's a hosta we transplanted a couple of, maybe 2 years ago when we put this thing in. Fire pit, lots of things we need to burn right now, huh?
But that's kind of, oh, look, there's an iris. Do y'all know that's Tennessee flower? See, look how pretty that little iris is. All of these will bloom. Oh, they're getting tips on them right now. Jasmine, yellow jasmine right here. It's a biannual, and this is its year to bloom. So it's got a pretty little bloom on it. And if I would come probably tend to it, it would probably love me for it and have more blooms. There's a little piece of wisteria that can be, somebody needs any, can come take him home and get him rooted. And oh, these right here, that here, just a weed. These are gooseneck, loosestrife gooseneck. You've probably seen them in the wild, but they are one of those plants that when you get started, it gets started. I've got them all back through there. But let's see what's there. Oh, look, chives are over here. These chives have come up. These are a purple chive. I see some leaves in there that I need gloves for. And most of that's lemon balm and Melissa. And this stuff has just kind of taken over. I think Chippendale lives down there somewhere. So, there's some more lemon balm that's popped up over here. But that's pretty much it for right now. We'll pop back out here in a couple of weeks and see what else we have.